Alright, what's up guys? Time for another video. And no, I'm not doing this video to jump on the bandwagon. I figure I'll do this video, and while I'm at it, share with you a good idea of how to clean dog poop. So as soon as I'm done telling my take on this, which is the stupidest, most retarded thing I ever seen concerning the walking of a dog and conflict and cops being called. This has got to be the most retarded thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, I imagine you can find more footage and more details in articles about it. But alright, consider this. First of all, the woman handled it this really stupid way, but I'm going to tell you guys a few situations here that I can see. First of all, there is towns and places, I don't care what color you are watching this, there is places where they don't really enforce the thing, and maybe dogs were allowed to be not on a leash, like they walk right beside you. You can be white watching this or black watching this. Okay, we'll establish it. You can tell me maybe towns you lived in that, you know, they don't enforce it. Nobody tells, okay, and then nobody cares, but occasionally a busybody will actually say something about it, and then what do? You put on the leash, okay. But this woman was a classic example, okay. Pretend, okay, that you're in a place, you're black or white watching, right? And nobody really enforces it, and once in a while you get somebody who'll tell you put the dog on a leash and all that. Maybe they're being nice by, you know, not going behind your back and calling the cops on you and the cops show up, okay. But, okay, she has the dog off the leash. She gets in a big argument with the guy. The guy offers treats to the dog. He's being nice. But she raises a big stink. She's screaming and yelling, calls the cops and says, oh, there's a black man threatening me and my dog. But meanwhile, she has the dog off the leash. She threatens it gets recorded on a telephone, and it becomes viral, and she apologized all that, but her boss has already fired her. This is in New York, Central Park. But anyway, I'm trying to make that long story short. It made the TV news, but I'm saying that this is the dumbest way, say, if you're watching this, whoever you are, black or white, say you live in a town. Everybody, I don't care who you are, you know, of a place maybe you lived at, where no matter what color you are, live in a town, okay, and maybe you may have even walked the dog, other people walking their dogs, some on a leash. Some of the dog just follows them there. You could get away with that, nobody says anything, but once in a while you get somebody to say. But if you're walking a dog and you don't got a leash, are you going to handle it like this woman did? And no, of course not. I mean, what did she think was gonna damn happen? But if that was maybe you watching or me, no matter who you are, and maybe you knew you're not really supposed to, nobody says nothing, right? Nobody rats you out. Are you gonna raise a stink in front of the person? Because they might call the cops, right? So if the better way to do it, this woman could have did it. It could have all been over. What she could have did, and say if you were me, you can be black watching, remind you can be black watching this or white watching this, and maybe you are in a neighborhood and you were able to get away with this, they don't enforce it, nobody does anything wrong. Okay, if it was you or me, say we'd put the dog on the leash in front of somebody, right? That would be the right thing to do. And then when you get a good distance away from them, all right, out of their sight, then take the dog off the leash and turn back the guys up our distance and be like this. And then if a cops come by or if somebody from a distance rats you out and then the cops come, you can get fined and it's on you, of course. But that would be how we do it. But did this woman do that? No, she thought she could raise a stink, and she thought that she had the right to call the cops, and she's yelling and saying that the guy was threatening her life, threatening the dog, which wasn't happening. And it got recorded, and she made a total idiot out of herself. You know what I mean? But okay, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else, okay, they just, in my opinion, would just put the dog on the leash. Because why bring trouble? In this situation, the guy could have not said anything to her, and he could have not said anything to her, just quietly called the cops on her. So he did her a favor, you know what I'm saying? But okay, now I'm finished talking about that. I'll give you a helpful tip over there that I actually made some coworkers laugh at this, because there are towns that say even when your dog on a leash, they have signs up. If you get caught not picking up dog shit, you can get fined. I actually rode my bike through towns, going to certain jobs because job assignments in different places, or on foot some towns. Yeah, you can get a fine. And, even though you pick up the dog poop in a bag, there's this problem that certain types of shit stains the sidewalk, or certain place you're walking, right? Even in a public park, you pick up the poop, right? There's that shit staying in the grass, and somebody not see it, step in it. And maybe you get a lot of places where you can't really go a lot of places, and the dog just decides to shit just somewhere and stops, and pulls the leash, and it's there's a lot of people's yards. You pick the turd up, and there's a shit stain. These dog poop bags, well, a lot of us, we get bags from Walmart. We don't buy garbage bags, right? Plenty of bags that instead of throwing away, you can use dog shit bags. But sometimes the wind's blowing, and you try to drop that shit in a bag, and don't you fucking hate that? Well, here's what I used to do. People litter anyway, and they throw, fast food cups. There's pretty good sized paper or plastic cups people throw on the ground, right? And this idea only works for a bigger dog, from my opinion. Small dogs, this ain't gonna work so much. Where there'd be these cups anyway, right? Usually, you see a bigger dog, and when they're getting the poop position, the poop doesn't come out fast. They usually take a pretty good time to do this, right? It's a bigger dog, and they're getting into the pooping position, right? And that's plenty of time that I used to pick up these cups. I said, why not? Instead of these bags that the wind blows, even a larger bag, like you use a Walmart grocery bag, the wind, you get a little wind, and just when you're going to drop the shit. Okay, I take one of them cups. I says, I got this idea. Well, the dog is in the pooping position. I should have brought a cup from, to demonstrate an item. There's something in the waste basket right here. Oh, damn it, of all times, when I have there's just bottled water bottles and Pepsi bottles. Of all times, I get a cup to show you. But okay, pretend I'm holding a cup. Okay, and the dog's in the pooping position. You take the cup. You see the shit starting to come out. Put the cup right under the dog, right? And when the poop is actually coming, you just navigate in the cup because the shit is already started to get in the cup, right? And it's almost like an ice cream machine, a smoothing machine, and the shit is just perfectly neat. It doesn't hit the ground. It doesn't leave no shit stains in the grass, no shit stains in anybody's nearby yard. The dog decides to stop. Okay? Perfectly executed. And this actually solves one problem, too, no matter what you use to clean up the dog shit, all right? You ever have situations? I used to walk my parents' dog years ago. Okay? This is what I did. And every damn time you can take the dog out. Okay, you guys ever had to walk dogs? The dog don't gotta shit until there's plenty of other secluded places the dog could shit. Oh, and you're on your way home. It doesn't have to shit. Then all of a sudden it's right by somebody's house. Right, it decides it's got to take a shit, and the dog, you try to pull the leash. Oh, no, not here. And it, God damn it. And then you figure with your luck the neighbor could be watching and all that. And then there's a shit stain in the grass. Say even a neighbor ain't looking out the window. Maybe sees you walking by and you pick up the shit. And there's a shit stain in the grass, and people will bitch. But if you have cups that people throw on the ground anyway, people are littering, people aren't supposed to be littering, you get the cup, and you can catch the poop. No shit stains on them. Oh, that is so perfect. I think that is the coolest idea. And then, you could take that cup, throw it in a bag, you know what I mean? And be done with it, you know what I mean? Because the people throw all them damn cups on the ground anyway. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to share with you the funny. You ever guys watch Ridiculousness? MTV, I swear MTV, they should turn it into call it the Ridiculousness channel, because really I think they should put Ridiculousness on and get rid of all that other damn crap they're putting on there, like Teen Mom and Jersey Shore and them stupid ass programs, and with some other stupid ass programs. But anyway, there was a clip of Ridiculousness. If you got this far in this video, you remember this one? Okay, there was like this blonde yuppie woman and I guess junkie guy, and there was a guy by his house. She was on the phone, okay? Anyway, the punchline before I tell you. If you guys are a fan of the show Ridiculousness and watch this, you got to remember this line. I'll go ahead and tell you first before I tell you the story. The saying, pick at the bleep up, or I'm going to knock your junkie boyfriend the bloop out. Okay, she's on the phone, and Rob Darnick is saying, okay, Cheryl, I'll call you back. And anyway, the guy explains to this yuppie chick and then this guy, she's going, oh, excuse me? And the guy goes, look, you leave this shit here, something on the order of, my kids might step in it, it gets all over my house, and this is a problem, pick that bleep up right now. And then she goes to him, and she looks at the junkie boyfriend or whatever and says, you gonna let him talk to me like that? And then he goes, and then the dude, meanwhile the dude actually said to her, pick it up or I'm gonna knock your junkie boyfriend the bleep out. And he goes and says, pick it up. And then Rob Darnick, he is saying, oh, I'll call you back, Cheryl. And she's picking it up with her bare hands and walks away. And then the guy was talking, makes one more crushing blow to the situation because of the dog's outfit that they were wearing, and it was like red or whatever, it's this small dog. And says, Christmas was over 8 months ago, dumbass, or whatever the hell. But anyway, the moral of that story, if you watch Ridiculousness, there's a thing where people don't pick up the dog poop and take their dogs, and they just leave the poop there, and this guy caught him in this particular situation. And on Ridiculousness, it was Ridiculousness show was being brought into light there. You gotta like that show because there are some dumbass things people do be doing. And like you said too, it is actually for good reason, whether you go in a public park or past somebody's house. If you knowingly let your dog shit certain places, and walk away and don't pick it up, and you get caught or somebody turns you in, you can get fined. Some of them, I think, in places where I rode my bike past, $400 fine if you get caught for not picking up your dog poop. But anyway, the only reason I made this whole video, not to jump on a bandwagon, I want to tell you about that idea because I think it's a great idea. People litter anyway, and there's people throw cups there, and dog poop bags, for my opinion, and whether it's a poop scooper or a shovel, it's messy. And if any of you guys have that situation, just because you're picking up the poop, no wind and just enough of wind, and the bag sways in the wind right when you're ready to drop that shit in the bag. I mean, I hated that shit, so I walked my mother's dog. This was a bunch of years ago when I lived home, and this was a good idea, and I think it's funny. I made people laugh with it, and I was proud of it. And there was some people at a job that I used to work at, and I told them about it because they had dogs, and I was saying some kind of poop in the cup joke, and they were actually laughing. I forget what the joke was, and they were laughing about it. There was some old Campbell's soup commercial way years ago. I remember when I was a kid back in the 80s, you never had soup in a cup. No, it was Lipton, Lipton cup of soup. You never had soup in a cup until you had, it might even be on YouTube, the old commercial. So I was actually making a song, turning saying you never had poop in a cup or some kind of crap, and they were laughing because these older people, a little older than me, remembered old commercials. But anyway, I figured if you got this far, share with you good ideas because people litter anyway, and you got some pretty good sized coffee cups or cappuccino cups or cups that people have a pup and they throw it on the ground, and some are pretty wide cups, and you're walking by, and that thing is way more advantages to the bags, and even though you pick up shit, the dog don't have to shit until you reach the neighborhood where there's people's houses, and it decides to pull with the leash, a bigger dog, and it wants to shit right there. Just never had to shit when it's in the other places it could be shit, and then you bring the dog home, and there's the places, by a neighbor's house. It decides to resist pulling the leash and shit like it knows, what I mean? And it has to be one of them shits that are somewhat solid, but there's a shit stain on the grass. So yeah, while I'm ending this video, you're walking your dog. If you have a bigger dog and there's litter, yes, pick up the cup, pick up them fast food cups and use it. You know what I mean? Very good idea. I think it's a very good idea.